Hello there, great person, and welcome back to Let's Read The Wheel of Time, The Great Hunt, Book 2. So, last time we were with the Bale Dormont, I don't really know how he's pronounced, but you will probably tell me again because you're great. And, yeah, so sorry for no Widget yesterday, I had a lot of work. And yeah, I heard there was a celebration, a holiday celebration day, whatever you call it, a day of greatness in the US. So I hope you all had a nice, relaxing day. Everyone who's living there and all the others. Yeah, sorry for no reaction yesterday, but it will be out next week. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But now we will go into the next chapter of the Wheel of Time. And yeah, it's gonna be chapter 10. And it says the hunt begins. So it kind of started already last episode. I was gonna say last chapter, and yeah, we will probably be on our way today. And the symbol for the chapter is indeed the horn of Valir. And yeah, let me look at it for a moment because I have not really looked at it. So yeah, I think there are like these circles on the horn, and it looks like the symbol of the book, like this one. You know, the one my ghost has as well. Yeah, I've got a new ghost who's reading a book in the thumbnail. So yeah, thanks to my colleague for that. And we will just go now. Okay, so they just rush off. Ingtar is being quick about it, and I mean I understand it. The others have a lead of what, half a day, I guess, or perhaps more. Um, so yeah, they really have to hurry. So I hope they will catch up with them, but not too soon because I want some more time with Ingtar, want to know more about him, and also I hope that Rand and Med and Perrin are gonna have their talk because yeah, the situation can't stay the way it is. They should be friends again, hopefully down the line. Yeah, it also says Ingtar is riding as if he wanted to catch the culprits on the first day, on the first hour even. And I mean, yeah, why not? Why wouldn't he do that? Because seriously, they can't be that far away. Yeah, they could have used a waygate down the line, but I think the next waygate is some way off because the one they used, so Rand and his party, and that Moraine used, is close, but I think they sealed it. Did they seal it? They probably sealed it. I mean, they had like 2 or 3 weeks or more. They probably sealed it, I guess. So yeah, I guess the enemies are running towards the next waygate because they can use them. Ped and Fane is with them, and Ped and Fane is also not gonna be attacked in the waygate. So that's the most likely thing they would probably do, I guess. Yeah, and Hurin, the sniffer, he's guiding the way, and the way they move means that the ones they are pursuing did rush because they took the quickest way. They always went in a line and only went alongside hills or whatever and not over them was when it really was faster to do so. So that means, yeah, I imagine they are going the same way that the culprits, the thieves have taken or had taken. So it makes sense that they go this directly. Yeah, and Parrot and Matt seem to just want to avoid him. So every time he goes to them, they ride somewhere else. I mean, I cannot fault him. Still, I can't fault him at them. That was very bad what Rent did, even though it was with fine ambitions, but yeah, do you say it like that? I don't know. Yeah, he knows it was his own fault. Of course he does. Okay, so the ones they are pursuing are on horses as well, and they are quicker than they are. So Ren's party, and they might have even lost an hour to them because they're so quick. That's wow. That's bad. Oh yeah, I mean it's Trolloc feet, yeah. So they are not on horses. Perhaps some are. I mean, Ped and Fane will not be dragged around this time, I guess, because that would slow them down, even though it would be funny to think about. Yeah, and Uno is always saying, like, cursing, and I like that. Yeah, and Uno is the one with the eye patch, I think. I remember him from the show. He was very fun, and I think he died in the show already, so he's living longer here, and I'm glad for that. Okay, so Uno is not very friendly towards Rand, but then again, he's not very friendly to others. I guess that's just his way, like this grumpy old man. Like, where I'm from the sea, I mean, I live near the sea, or lived near the sea when I grew up, and there were these old men, like these seafaring men that were working on fisher boats and stuff like that, and they were always grumpy, always secluded, and always just amongst themselves. And this reminds me a bit of that. I think it's not like that he dislikes Rand, he's a very secluded person normally, I guess. Yeah, okay, so there is the something worse again. Um, yes, someone told me that it was just Pat and Fane, but I will just see if it was just Pat and Fane because something worse is very bad. It might be something inside Pat and Fane, but it's probably not Pat and Fane as in the dark friend Pat and Fane, yeah. Yeah, and after a while the horses get tired, obviously, naturally, and Ingtar is just letting everyone dismount and then walk and go up again because Ingtar seems to be, what do you say, more trying to get the horn on his horses, so to speak. He's got a lot more willpower here, I think, because riding so long probably hurts a lot as well on the rear. Ooh, and Loyal is here, and Loyal says he once outran a horse. I'm sure he did because he's the man. Our man, Loyal. So the Shinaran men are not, at least not looking exhausted to Rand. And I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Because they are always riding into the Blight and are very, very trained, probably. I guess they are very, very trained. It's like they're all Navy SEALs or whatever. You know, like a special force of the military or something like that. Now they are camping. Are the Trollocs camping? Do they need to camp or are they driven by fear? I mean, they surely need to camp because they have to sleep because they are living beings. But I could imagine that the Dark One is after them, so to speak. So if they do a mistake, they are so afraid. I guess they will just run and run. Oh no, Rand. Rand, why? Rand is opening his bag and there are the coats and he's just like, whoa! And Ingtar and everyone's like, where are the Trollocs? Did someone get through? Where is it, Rand? And he's like, these coats, man. These coats. God. And now Ingtar's like, yeah, so didn't Moraine order them packed? So perhaps I just don't know what men wear. And she just guessed. That's very reasonable. And now he's after we catch these Trollocs, perhaps we'll have a feast. You will be dressed for it at least, even if the rest of us are not. I think he likes them a bit. Ooh, they're having stew. I really like stew. Stew's great. And I think, is Massima toying with him here? Massima slopped a big ladle of stew on Rand's plate and it's like overflowing and then he's like, yeah, I'm sure he is. But anyway, so is he like making a fool of him? So is he trolling Rand? And Ingtar comes in and says, yeah, better not spill that, eh? Oh no, I forgot Ingtar's accent. Yeah. Yeah, for the record, I made the Scottish thing up. It's not in the book. It was a joke. It was just a joke. Yeah, so Uno keeps looking at him, and Uno apparently, if we can believe or believe Ingtar, Uno thinks, is that boy worthy of a heron's mark? Okay, so Uno is a very, very experienced Blight Blight Watcher, so to speak. I'm just gonna call them Blight Watchers. Okay, so now Rand is asking about the people that he thinks hate him. So what is with Masema? Ah, okay, because he served against Aiel. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I really understand Masema's point because perhaps he's having PTSD or something. Perhaps not that bad, but he's probably not in the mood for Aiel for the rest of his life, I guess. If he was fighting Aiel. And perhaps some friends of his died, and yeah, I get that. Yeah, and now Matt's making fun of him, and he's a bit bitter. Yeah, now Loyal is retelling the prophecy or whatever, the thing he said to Rand, that he will spit in Sightblinder's eye on the last day, yeah. Ah, okay, it's a saying, the Aiel will fight until the Dark One's dead, okay. Okay, so the Aiel have this impeccable way of analyzing people. It's you're Aiel or you're an enemy. What great thinking. I mean, it keeps them safe probably. And it is remarked again that they changed it for Kerhian, and then obviously the king did something with Avendesora. I don't know why and why they changed it, and then they never did again. So I'm looking forward to see and find out what that was. So yeah, and there the Tuathan and the Ogier, they are tolerated at least. Yeah, and Inkta says, yeah, I would love to have someone as hard as an Aiel. And Matt says, but you are having the armor, you don't break a sweat wearing it, and you have all the experience and so on. And Inkta just says, Aiel are hard. Men and women hard. I fought them and I know. They will run 50 miles and fight a battle at the end of it, yeah. Okay, so Aiel will not touch swords, so Rand is the only Aiel that is using a sword. I mean, probably not the only one, but he might be seen as that. They dig their villages into huge rock spires out in the waste. They are so like Fremen. Arthur Hawkwing tried to dig them out and was bloodied. The only major defeats he ever suffered. And the Aiel will give you the blue-eyed stare that is there because they all took the spice of the desert from the war. I'm sorry. It's just so much like Dune. Okay, and the Aiel were only 4 of 13 clans fought, and they still fought 3 years, yeah. Yeah, and Rand is getting flashbacks again. Aiel man the Dragon Reborn. Controlled, father! Poor lad, the poor lad. Yeah, so they slow down a bit the next day, at least that. Okay, but 2 hours after the sun rose, one of the scouts came galloping back. So about 3 hours is between them now, because they found the camp they left. If they did not leave it earlier than them. So the Trollocs did not leave it earlier than our partiers. There was a murder done here, Huron said mournfully. He scrubbed at his nose with a kerchief. Worse than murder. Yeah, what happened here? Betrayal? What is worse than murder? Murder done by a friend? I don't know. Yeah, okay. But yeah. So Inkta says the Dark Friends got eaten by the Trollocs because they were like, okay, your food, let's eat you. So now they're going northeast. But then they're not going towards Tormenhead, I guess. Yeah, let's see where they go. Okay, an hour later, so they're like, then they changed again and went south again and killed someone again. Why? Why are they killing people and changing direction? That's so weird. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Because they don't eat them. They just kill them. Why? That's so peculiar. But at least they seem to be closing in, even though it takes days. Okay, so Ingtar's getting a bit mad here because he's starting to get possessed by the hunt, and even Uno began to look at him askance. I don't know what that word means, probably like askingly. And so they came to River Erinen, which is... Where are you, Erinen? I don't see it on the map. I don't see it on the map. But we'll see what it is, what it means. Okay, they are near the spine of the world, so they are east. Yeah. So they are moving a bit towards, I guess, setting Shangtal? Perhaps not, I don't know. It's very far in the south. So yeah. Okay, they might be getting ambushed now, okay. Okay, it seems that Rand still has had no moment to apologize to Matt and Perrin, even though it has been some days. Okay. Okay, so they left the ferry on the other side, but were there. And Uno is doing his best to curse at everything. That's why we love him. Okay, and the people are they just have disappeared in the village they are in. Whoa, that's weird. That's so weird. Oh no, there's a woman at the window. Is that the Forsaken woman? The Night Queen or whatever she was? We will not harm you, good lady. We are Lord Angmar's oathman from Faldera. Do not be afraid. We won't harm you. Yeah, I'm sure. This is gonna end very badly. This is like a horror movie. Very much like a horror movie. Oh, a woman in a white dress was here. Yeah, that's an unreal ghost thing. Ah, okay. An unreal ghost thing. Let's see what it does. What powers will it have? Ah, I haven't seen an unreal ghost thing for such a long time. I hope they do it in the show. Yeah, that's very weird. Do you think they ran off when the Dark Friends came? And Trollocs, and Myrdral, and you're in something worse. Okay, so they theorized that they were taken for food, which is, yeah, that might be it. The why is there the unreal ghost thing? Okay, there was hurting done, but the sniffer has never sniffed something like this before, so what happened exactly? Okay, so they have to get the ferry back somehow. Oh, this is so eerie. Okay, so they went over, took the ferry back, and are now shaken because we're in a horror film now. Horror book. I mean book. We are in a horror book now. Ah, okay, and now we've got horror tropes. My lord, you must see for yourself. The big stone oak, 50 paces south from the landing. I cannot say the words. You must see it yourself. Come and see. But what is it? What is it? Come and see. You have to see this, Angelo. You have to see. But yeah, but what? Come and see this. So much like Time of the Angels. Oh, God. I never understood something like that. Why would you say, yeah, you've got to see this? That is so fishy. Okay, now they are there. Okay, so they are all on the ferry going over. Okay. Yeah, and Matt is so pissed at him, and Loyal says, yeah, it will all come right, Rand. By the way, how great is Loyal that he just shook it off? Wow. This is how we left home at Terran Ferry, yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago. How can it be worse? Rand asked. Perrin did not answer. After a minute, Matt asked, how can it be worse? It will be. I can smell it, Perrin said. Yeah. Yeah, this is very tense. Yeah, and if Reagan couldn't speak of it, it must be very nasty because they are quite brave and they are blind watchers, so. Okay, okay. Okay, so there are people they stripped onto a tree or hang from a tree. Yeah, that's I mean that's bad, but why is that so terrible? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's terrible, you know what I mean, but why would he not just say that? Yeah, they hung everyone. Perhaps perhaps they were flayed or something, so they were in pain for a long time. So they were taken, they were not traitors, I think. Or they were, and they just didn't give a rat's ass the Trollocs and just took them down the line. Yeah, what happened to them? Skinned alive. Oh, yeah. Am I great or am I great? I guess that. Skinned alive. Yeah. Why would someone do that? I think the worst time I've seen that in a show or a movie was in, I think it was Hostel. There was a scene there where you could see that. Nasty stuff. Okay, and they are gonna bury them because they can't be sure that they were dark friends or not. So yeah, that's fair. Okay, they just dug out a hole, put them in, and put the dirt back in. Okay. Ah, we saw that in the show, didn't we? A burial of Chinarans. The green acid they made up was buried like this, I think. Yeah, and as I said in my reaction to the series, the mother is a very, very old idea in culture. The Mother Earth that is taking everyone in the end, so to speak, but also is giving rise to growing stuff and fertility and, yeah, nature, basically. It's basically nature. Ah, okay, so Loyal guesses that they were the Dark Friends, but Rand says, yeah, so who shot the arrow at me? Who did it? Yeah, I want to know, by the way, who shot the damn arrow? Okay, so Uno knew. So I'm a bit confused. Yeah, is it, you know, it is bad that they are flayed, but why was it that terrible? And Uno here says, even, yeah, I've seen that. Like, yeah, it was a great build up, but I still wonder where the unreal ghost thing is that they saw in the window. So I don't believe it was just. Was it really just the curtain? Ah, God, I'm getting paranoid. Okay, and indeed, Ingtar said the words even though they were not sure because they saved Agomar. Yeah, so I think they are not Dark Friends because they wouldn't have saved him probably. Or they were sleepers, perhaps. That would be nasty. And now they are even more pissed. Yeah. And Ingtar's probably getting more mad now. Yeah. Oh, we've got a new lore battle. Arthur Hawkwin versus the Blight People. 6 days and nights. So like Manetheren? Did they fight for 6 days and nights in Manetheren? But Arthur won. Or Arthur. What's his name? Arthur, probably. He raised a monument there to his victory, a spire 100 spans high. He would not let them put his name on it, but rather the names of every man who fell in the golden sun at the top, symbol that there the light had triumphed over the shadow. Yeah, so again, is Arthur Hawkwing the founder of the White Cloaks? Because it's the sun symbol again, or is it just the sun? Because we know that the sun is the symbol for Lews Therin a bit as well, because he was the dawn, like the whatever of dawn, I think, or of day, whatever. Okay, so the monument is not there anymore. Why not? Yeah, okay, so the A-bags that fought after his death tore it down. Why do they always have to destroy monuments? It's such a shame. So bad. So they see a structure. A manor house, Ingtar explained. When Harad Dakar still stood, I expect the manor man farmed this land for a league around. Orchards, maybe. The Hardani loved their orchards. And then Ran asks what or who Harad Dakar was, and Ingtar snorted. Okay, there was a nation once which was called Haradan, and the capital was Harad Dakar. So now we've got some nations again that are gone. Maredo, we knew that one. Goaban and Caroline. Okay, so it's probably because of all the infighting they had. So what was gone? Marhadon, and it is now Hadenmurk. And Almoth, Kintara. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is like what happened in Europe. So I know that before the First World War, or like what was it, 200 years ago or whatever, there were many small countries. I don't know, they were probably not called countries, but it's probably perhaps a county. I don't know. You know these little provinces, whatever they were, at least here in Germany or in Europe, in the center of Europe, and with time they were all gobbled up into Prussia and France and stuff like that. So yeah, it's what happened in our history happened here again, apparently. Yeah, and sometimes it was because of a drought or whatever, and they faltered, the nations faltered, and other nations gobbled them up, yeah. Okay, but the land was so shit that it was abandoned in the end, apparently. Yes, yeah, okay, I mean, fine. Okay, so it's like Atlantis or whatever. It's what it was once a more or less blooming empire, then everything went into the bucket, and now everything's just gone. Yeah, it's like a quarry. Yeah, I understand. Okay, and it seems that the nations are falling apart in that there are just starting or patches of land or vast areas are emerging where nothing is because it's wilderness. Yeah, and Ingtar's theory or hypothesis is that because Shinar and countries like or nations like that have this goal of defending against the blight and stuff, they survived, but these nations, they did not have a goal. And yeah, what goal does a nation have? What does it have? Like what goals do nations have? That's an interesting question. It is probably to build a better future. This that somehow sounds shallow, but I guess that's about it, isn't it? To build a future for the people who live in a nation to bloom and flourish and lead in the utopia, whatever, something like that probably. Though that can get bad or go sideways very quickly. Yeah. Okay, so Ingtar is now really depressed because he says, how long until nothing is left? How long until every nation is rotten away? How long until only Shinar and the borderlands will stand against the blight and the wilderness and the terrifying nature of the world? How long until all we as well are gone and nothing is left? And everyone's like, okay, mate, what? Okay, you just go right in front of us, please, not with us, because this is really quite depressing and pessimistic. It is very pessimistic. He's really in a bad place, I think. I mean, who can fault him? But yeah, he's in a bad place. So I hope Ink's all right, at least somewhat. Okay, so the trail leads toward another village. Will there be an unreal ghost woman again? This might be an ambush. It's like a little small village with a small wall around it, many windmills. Okay, so the village is like in between nations, and no one wants that village because it's also salt is bad and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, the world is really starting to break apart or rot away almost, or yeah. Yeah, no one's there. Why is there no one there? What are they doing? Violence done, but I don't know. It was bad here. It smells bad. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, now Rand is dismounting, going towards the door. What's behind the door? What's behind the door? Okay, a small bald-headed man in rough clothes laid a slice of meat on a plate held by a woman with a worn face. What the frick is going on? So to sum this weird demon situation up, he went into the house, blinked, and then he saw a man and a family eating, and somehow suddenly they're all like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" Grabbing the children, and the door burst open and blink. Rand could not move. Blink. I think he's in a time loop or a vision. Hey, so there was the same passage again. Yeah. 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 This is, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck's happening? It's just repeating. It's repeating. It's so weird. And Rand is getting colder and colder, and the room is getting cold. Is a Forsaken there? Okay, so I think he uses the one power. So he feels cold, and then he does the void thing, and then he feels something. And then he apparently touched something, but he does not as well. Wow, what? This is so weird. What's happening? And there are dead flies. Only 6 flies, not 1,000. Shout came from the square. They found something. Yeah. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? It was just like this bald man horror story. So yeah, whatever. We will find out. I know, but that was so eerie. So I think they went to a house with big doors, whatever. It's probably the mayor's house, perhaps. Okay, there's a man who was spiked against the door. Yeah, alive. He was alive when he was, like, crucified. It's a murder. Oh no. Oh no. Why? What is happening? There's a murderer crucified against the door. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and that was it. That was the chapter. Jesus Christ. What was that? What was that? I think, wow, that was, I hope they, oh God, they will fuck that up so badly in the show, I know that. But if that would have been, if they gave that to a horror director like James Wan or, what's the guy called from The Grudge? Tadayashi? I'm sorry, I will just look him up, he's a great guy. Who was the, yeah. He is called Takashi Shimizu, yeah, someone like him. They need a very good director for that. Otherwise, it will be very stupid, or they will probably just skip it. But that was a very nicely done horror chapter, and we had some weird time shenanigans. It was like Rand somehow slipped into a time loop, or perhaps into another plane where time was flowing differently. Yeah. So the something worse that is with the Trollocs. There is something very disturbing with that the party that has the horn. So we have the random murders, and then they change the path. Why? That what? Then no one is left behind. So there are no people left. It's almost like Cell went there and like did his sucky stuff. No one's there. And the flayed men, the two people are disappearing. Then we had the unreal ghost woman in the window. Then we had this family that was attacked, like a remnant, as if the terror of the situation they were in had imprinted into the house, and Ren was repeating it because perhaps it was because he's able to sense the one power or whatever, or perhaps it's because he was so close to the Dark One. Yeah, and the something worse that's with them is effing around, and they now even had a murderer dead. No Trolloc though, and it's so weird. What a weird situation. Anyway, that was it for today. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it a bit. And as always, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing, because I'm almost at 1,000 people. Yay, perhaps we will make it until, I don't know, October, whatever. Anyway, I really hope that you have a very great day, and I hope to see you soon, and take care of yourself. Bye.